today, and I'm like, thanks, fellas, that's nice. Yeah, so I don't know if they put any money. They probably seriously just lied anyways. Couldn't have blamed them.
Okay, lads.
I am off Sparrows tomorrow, so don't know. I want to play. I'm playing with the JB Weir guys, so I really do want to play, and I do want to get a look at the golf course. I had a poke around yesterday, you know, short irons and putted and chipped around the holes and what have you, but I'd love to get into the feeling of getting some rhythm and getting a look at the course, and I'd love to play with the guys too. And I don't really know when I'll make that decision, if it's something I come out here at 6 o'clock and give her, you know, try and get off a short run and see how it goes, or, yeah, I don't know. I've never really had to sort of measure, you know, coming into something like that. But, I mean, obviously, you know, the tournament would want players to be prepared for the tournament. I would love to play the Pro-Am, but if I could probably miss it and get through the day and actually find some real improvements for the first tee, I think that would be, well, more selfishly, more what I want, and probably ultimately maybe what more of a sponsor wants. So, yeah, don't know yet what I'll do there.
Ladies and gentlemen, could I just ask you to hold your seats for a moment? We've got some lovely young people coming up from the Stuart Appleby Foundation.
Yes, young talent that's going to one day probably push me. I know the guys can push me off the tour. I hope the girls don't, because I think it's going to be very different if that's the case.
And they're just going to make... Stand here, don't behind Stuart.
Yeah, I think I can... I've watched a couple of swings on the range before, and I'm sitting here going, wow, I couldn't even hit it like that when I was about 17.
So it's just really to announce that the Stuart Appleby Foundation is now going to amalgamate with Golf in Victoria.
Yeah.
So it's, as Stuart alluded to it before, it's more manpower or women power. Yeah. It'll really enhance your charity, and also a great time for everybody to come together and amalgamate with the young, with the men and the women. It all sort of comes under one umbrella now. So we're open for questions, and we do have leaflets that we'll distribute after this.
I'll just touch up on it. We really, obviously, you know, having the girls behind us here, they're obviously tough to round them up to get them into the game. So we certainly, it's easy to get the boys going generally, but certainly if we can get the girls fired up and get them into the game and get some more participation on that level as a percentage over time, we'd love to do that. And certainly I think with the experience and using my name, which, you know, I think it's nice to have a name behind it, and I'm not using that from an egotistical point of view, but it's nice to have one day kids that age won't even know who Stuart Appleby is. Like a lot of these kids now, the next generation after these don't know who Greg Norman is. So, you know, they've hardly ever heard of the name. So it is, unfortunately, all of us in this room can talk about Greg Norman, or even further back Jack Nicklaus. So right now, you know, the kids at Stuart Appleby, it's Victoria, and obviously the connection's there, and hopefully there's someone well past my time that would take the ropes. But certainly with the movement of men and women's golf together and myself together, I think we can really do something that takes more than just a name and some talented staff to pull off. So I think, no doubt, that there will be somebody of status come out of an accidental. I was accidental through a junior program, or either through my mum and dad even taking the game up. So I can absolutely see that there's some great benefits for them. And ultimately, every club in Australia and Victoria is finding it difficult to get members. And their membership's changed from 20 years ago, when it used to be only this. And now they need more younger, and we're talking younger people in their 30s and 40s. So, you know, so the game's changing, and we need to get kids and ultimately adults, and these adults will be into the game and hopefully world beaters, because we need to get back on track for sure on a professional level.
Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? We'll certainly have all the information out for you in the media centre. And we'd like to thank Stuart, but particularly the young people.
The red group.
There we are, the red group.
Well done, well stood.
Absolutely great. You did marvellous.
Thank you, guys. You stand well.